so we are recording. And normally on a Monday morning, I'll sit down and record and edit the podcast I've done from the week before. But unfortunately, due to technical issues,
That's not something that you usually have as well.
It's
that's
not.
Usually me or my wife.
16 seconds worth of Carl Dunstan, which is crackly and breaking up, is not really something I'm going to release. So
it's probably enough. It's probably enough for him, to be honest.
For Carl Dunstan, yeah, I'm sure. So I thought we'd just do a quick course update to sort of complement the videos that have gone out on Facebook and Instagram over the last couple of days. The first one I want to talk about, so we've got Colin on the call as well today. The first one I want to talk about was just the digital dental business course.
Yes.
So I'll let you just wax lyrical for 30 seconds on that.
So this course was effectively born of lockdown. And so one of the things I did during lockdown was the Bootstrappers Workshop by Seth Godin. That is the Bootstrappers Manifesto by Seth Godin, which is a blog. And I wanted to do one of Seth Godin's online courses because Tom had done the Alt MBA some years ago and it had been a game changer for us. And so I took the time to try and do the Bootstrappers Workshop, which is a totally online course. And Seth Godin's really good at those. And I know that you have also signed up to the podcasting workshop, haven't you? Which is
we're about 3 or 4 weeks in.
Right. And so we wanted to make business education much more accessible. You know, we have a year course, which is like our blue ribbon course. It's amazing. And we've created this tribe of people, and it's the people that have done it have just had extraordinary time out of it. But it's expensive. It's value for money, but it's expensive and it's time hungry. And so we want to break the business education model into the year course and then hopefully a week-long sort of retreat course. But the first part of that is the accessible online course, and it's effectively a 4-week course with a week at each end. So it spans over 6 weeks. So a week of onboarding, getting ready, getting going. Starts on the Friday night, and then kicks off hard, and you have online content and projects to submit. And discussion within the group about what you're doing, and it goes about setting up the why of your business, which is really important about what you're doing here in the first place. And then it does finance, and then it does marketing, and then it does HR and operations, and it does sales, and then it does strategy and leadership, and then it does a business plan at the end. And although it clearly can't get the same detail as you get in a year course, you can really get a framework for what you're doing. But so it's there's work to do. It's fast packed. The course, it goes two projects a week really for those 4 weeks, and then a week at the end to catch up, and it's relatively inexpensive for something like this. So we hope that people that might be interested in finding out more about their business or how to run their business, in collaboration with the material you get from us and the discussion with the guys on the course, would find that really useful. So that was launched last week for October start.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, looking at business in general, the pandemic's done nothing but allow us and actually force us to look at our own businesses microscopically.
Yeah.
And I think if you're not doing that now, you're going to have a problem.
Never waste a good crisis.
Yeah.
Eh? And I think if you're not looking at your business with a way to reimagining it and reinventing it for the post-COVID era, you really are missing a trick. I know that everybody is just trying to survive at the moment, but you have to look beyond survive. Yeah.
I think there's sort of 3 words that spring to mind that we've spoken about. The first is resilience, and I think that's hard if you haven't got a plan. I think the second is agility, and the third is accessibility, which you and I have spoken about massively.
Yeah.
And I think those 3 things are probably key to getting through this and thriving at the other side.
Yeah, I think the agility, resilience has always been a massive problem, but agility. And what you have as an independent practitioner over, a larger organization is a chance to be agile. You can change direction or change tack.
Yeah. But
you can't do everything. And that's where your plan comes in. So you have to go, I know that other people are doing this, but we're just going to focus on this bit. And that it focuses your mind, this whole examining your business, doesn't it, about what you want to be.
Yeah. So the next thing which kind of follows on from that is the agility aspect is to start to expand skill sets. And I think that's going to be important. With that in mind, we've got the year-long course, the year-long implant course running again next year. This year's cohort has been delayed somewhat, but it won't affect running the course next year at all.
Well, they've just had a longer summer hiatus than they usually have, but it's all, they'll not have lost out on anything bizarrely, because again, we were able to be agile and go on to some online stuff and reschedule, didn't we? Or re-engineer. And the interest in next year's course is really good. I've got people on it already, and I think that's the, it's difficult, isn't it, it's difficult to try and systematically plan for the future when your hair is on fire. But if your hair is not on fire, then that's the time to say, well, actually, I'm going to push forwards with the sort of educational stuff that I do and the development stuff. And I know that you and I have done that and continue to do that, and just making the time to make sure that we're continuing to move forwards in our professional skill set,
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's what's going to, if you assume that the people at the top 10% of any industry will always be all right, you hope, then just get as close to the top 10% of the industry as you can.
I think so. I think you and I have probably suggested that our hair's been on fire for a bit too long, though.
Yes, my hair's clearly been completely on fire and has been doused out, and someone hit it with a paddle. So,
excellent. Last couple of things. We've got a couple more advanced courses. We've got the Sinus Graph course and the Full Arch course.
Full Arch is you.
Yeah, Full Arch is me. There's a couple of spaces left on that. Sinus Graph course, I think it's full.
It's full of things, but there will be the inevitable. There will be the inevitable one or two that realise that they were getting married that weekend, or whatever it is that happens to them. But that's always been such a successful course, that, isn't it? And I think because in the sinus grafting course, it's more than just a sinus grafting course. It's a more advanced surgical skills course, isn't it? Because of the cadaver stuff and the work in the cadavers, and so that teaches you much more about just like practical hands-on proper surgery than just doing a sinus graft.
I think the value from that, and the value from having Craig Wales, our Max Fax colleague, coming in and talking about more advanced flap design for facial surgery, and to give you the appreciation of the anatomy and everything that you're going to experience as a surgical dentist is, I think anybody who carries out any surgical dentistry would gain from that, not just people doing sinus grafts.
We always said that, and people that have come on it have always said that. Is it just, and they've like, because almost nobody that comes in that course actually knows how to suture, even though they think they do. Which is not, I'm not being horrible, but once you get taught properly by a maxillofacial surgeon how to tie a stitch, people go, oh, yeah. And
it's a bit like doing the implant course. Drilling a hole. If you can do a parapost, I would hope you could probably do an implant. It's everything that comes around it, from the planning through the surgical side. No.
It's exciting though for us as we talk to our audience member.
Just the one.
It's really exciting for us to be looking at the courses and the people that are coming and saying, because we've got the business course a couple of weeks, which we're having here, because we can do it here because we're dead safe, because we've got air recycling in our academy space. So we've got 2 sets of air recycling modules in our academy space, which is just that, so recycled air every 6 minutes, blah 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 blah. And so we're just super safe, and we just use the same protocol that we use for anybody else going into the building. So we can work around that. But people just want to be face to face if they can, and that's going to be really special to have those guys here. Having done a module with them in lockdown, which was great. It was fine,
we managed to do both
business
course and implant course during lockdown. Although I think everybody's a bit zoomed out.
I think so, yes, including me, which is why I have to go and see a patient.
Right.
Are you finished with my update of courses?
Last one, Vincent Firma, just extending our connections with Geneva.
So I think my advice to anybody watching this is not to come on that course.
Because we want it for ourselves.
Because he is brilliant, right? He is a technician who is definitely been seen as one of the best technicians in the world, who is married to one of the best restorative dentists in the world, Irina Sela, and he is brilliant, and he has the ability to simplify complex ideas, which is only geniuses can do. And
he's just a nice man as well.
That's the real kicker, is that he's so lovely, right? And he has committed to come at the moment unless there's some change in situation.
Yeah.
So we're going to have him here, and I was talking to my wife last night, which is unusual, and I said, she was talking about, she was looking at diaries and stuff. She said, when's the next time you're going away? Because I did go away quite a lot. And I said, I can't see anything in my diaries going to take me away at all. And I think ITI Congress.
ITI Congress next year,
2021, 3rd and 4th of October 2021. But I said, I don't see anything in before that. And I don't know if it'll come in. So the chance to have a face-to-face masterclass with somebody like Vincent, with a group of people that are interested in it, and have a nice lunch and do that, it's amazing, right? So don't come, because it'll be busy.
He is also proof that the best people all have black Labradors.
Yes, they do. That's the only reason we booked him. And we all 3 black Labradors will not want.
They don't have to social distance.
No.
Brilliant. Right.
They do get a variant of coronavirus.
So I gather.
Dogabona virus.
You're making shit up here. Excellent. Right, go and see some patients.
See you later. Cheers.
All right, thanks for that.